Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy that so many of you have been able to join us today for this really important Connect on return to work. As Janice mentioned, I am the VP of Service Excellence at the Workers' Compensation Board of Nova Scotia, and I've been fortunate to be with the organization for quite a while. And here at the WCB, as many of you are well aware, we have spent a lot of effort and energy on injury prevention and really helping to build a safety culture within Nova Scotia. And we've had terrific results in that area. And while return to work has always been a primary pillar for our efforts and work at the WCB, we do know that there is an opportunity to improve outcomes for workers when they are injured at work. We know that early connection with the worker is a critical key step in the process. We know that focusing on what people can do, not what they can't, is so important. And we know that our tiered service providers are essential members of our return to work support for workers. So in order to provide the best support for injured workers and to achieve the best outcomes, we need to continue to strengthen and evolve how the WCB caseworkers and the tiered service providers work together. That's why we're here today to introduce a new specialized online content for Tiered 1 service providers. This content is also being shared with the WCB caseworkers to really ensure that we have a common understanding and expectation. Our health services portfolio manager, Janice McPherson, and our project partner, Blue Drop, will introduce you to the content and the details of that in just a minute. But I have had the chance to have a sneak peek at the modules, and I really believe that they're going to help anchor all of us in the important work we do, supporting workers to recover safely at work or to return to work in a safe and timely manner. In addition, I'm happy to share that next week you'll see our new ad campaign in the market, and the campaign's tagline is "Getting Back is part of getting better." And this campaign, we believe, will be key in helping to create the space for those important conversations that we are all so very invested in. So now I'm thrilled to be able to pass the reins back over to Janice, who will fill you in on some of the details on what you can expect from the online content.
Thank you, Wendy. For those of you whom I haven't met over the years, I'm a licensed occupational therapist who has previously provided Tier 1 services to WCB, as well as a prior WCB case manager. For those reasons, I'm delighted to speak to the training materials we have been working on and to be part of this partnership, having been in various roles aiding an injured worker on both their recovery and return to work. I think back to my onboarding as a WCB service provider, and wow, I wish I knew what was in this training when I started out. I can think of many times, even though the caseworker and I had the same goal of helping the worker, I didn't understand some of those factors they must consider to ensure the WCB system remains fair and sustainable. I am confident that reviewing these materials will allow for your recommendations and the caseworker decision-making to align. When we are aligned within our conversations, it will create that positive experience for the worker to achieve timely and safe return to work. We have heard from many of our valued Tier 1 service providers over the last few years that they would appreciate and welcome more collaboration and engagement with WCB. I am thrilled in the coming days we are able to offer newly developed online training focused on those basic principles of timely and safe return to work. I'm going to share my screen here now. As we all know, return to work is complex, and it requires effective communication and collaboration. What will the training include? This training will strengthen the partnership between Tier 1 service providers and WCB, starting with a shared understanding of roles and responsibilities and the best practices of form completion and information sharing to create a consistent experience to aid the worker who has been injured at work. This training is our commitment for better clarity on the fundamentals that will lead to improved practice as we work together. We will start with 4 courses to be available in February. There will be 1 course available today and 3 more to follow on February 13th. The 4 courses are as follows. The first to be released will be the Introduction to the WCB System in Nova Scotia. The 2nd, 3rd, and 4th that will come on the 13th will be WCB forms and information sharing, terminology and concepts, roles and responsibility of the workers, employers, Tier 1 service providers, and WCB caseworkers. I have no doubt as you work through the training and remember the key takeaways to put into practice, the benefits of the training will become evident. The content we have is great to serve as a consistent onboarding for all new Tier 1 service providers and a refresh of those best practice principles for experienced providers. Depending on your professional licensing body, this training may be applied towards annual continuing education or professional development hours. I know we will all appreciate that a common understanding and clarity on expectations will allow for a smooth process to aid the worker in their recovery. As mentioned, the training will be online. It's flexible, engaging, interactive, and easily accessible. It will be available on demand 24/7 to suit your schedules and should take about 4 hours for the 4 courses combined to be completed. You will get a sneak peek here shortly to gain knowledge on the user platform and how intuitive it is. I have been hearing that many clinic leaders are making this an essential part of their onboarding and a refresher for their staff that have been providing WCB services over the years. They are aiming for completion by the end of the 4th quarter as we continue to have more courses available. I'm going to hand things now over to our project partners, Blue Drop, who has Lori here with us today to give us that sneak peek.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lori Boone. I'm from Blue Drop ISM, and we are partnering with WCB to provide the technical platform for the intro or the WCB content. So thank you for joining today, and hope this is very intuitive and straightforward. We like to think so. So I'm just going to share my screen and pick the right one. Oh, I have so many. This one. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is bring up the storefront, and the storefront is where you're going to see the content that WCB Nova Scotia has created for you. So the URL is wcbnovascotia.bluedrop.io/storefront/WCB Nova Scotia. However, I believe that Janice will be sharing that URL at the when she shares this recording. So once you hit the storefront, there's 2 experiences. Basically, there's an experience for employees where the employer would prefer if you self-register for the content and take your own, initiate the registration for your own training. And I'm going to go through that process first. So you're going to click on the Get Started option. You'll be presented with the option, this training is for me, this training is for others. You're going to choose this training is for me. You're going to click Next. Now I'm logged in just for demo purposes. However, you will be presented with an option to create your account. You'll just need email, you'll put in your information, and then you will get your link back for the registration. So once you register for the content, you'll see over here on the Skills Pass Worker Passport, you'll have a to-do page, and your program will be here for purposes. I've registered for a demo program just for display today, but this is where your intro to RT, let me just get that name, Introduction to WCB in Nova Scotia will be. And you'll see that for our account, we've actually completed that training. And as you complete the training, it'll show up in your My Certificates page, and you'll have access to the content here. You can also see that you can download your certificate of completion that's awarded when you complete the training. The other key part for an employee is that we want to make sure that you're associated with the clinic that you are employed by. So we're going to show you the sharing option. The sharing option is where you associate yourself with that clinic. You'll see here that I'm associated with Blue Drop ISM, and it's very easy to do that by clicking the Share with Employer. You'll type in the employer name. I'm going to use Blue Drop ISM just for demo purposes. I don't want to highlight anyone in particular. And you're going to click on this, and then you'll be presented with a share button. As I said, I'm already sharing with this employer, so I don't need to do that, but it's very simple to do. So that's all that you have to do as an employee. Now I'm going to switch over to the employer experience. So if you're an employer, you want to assign this training to your employees directly, we also have that option for you. So to start, we have created the employer names. And again, that was so when the employees want to share that they know that your clinic name is there. So if you want to have the employer experience, you can reach out to us at SkillsPass. The email is very simple, wcbnovascotia@skillspass.com. You can indicate that you're the admin for your clinic, and we will give you the access that you need, as well as provide documentation and instruction for the site itself. So when you're an employer admin, you're going to click on the Get Started Again. You're going to go to the option for this training is for others, and you're going to put in a booking name. We usually recommend to put in the date of the training just for tracking purposes. You're going to indicate the number of people that you want to train, and you're going to click the next button. You're going to use the Assign with SkillsPass option, select, confirm, and then you're going to type in the emails for your staff. So when you type in the emails for the staff, they're going to get an email notification that they've been assigned the content. And again, when they click that notification, it's going to prompt them to create a SkillsPass account, and then they'll be able to access the content as we showed you in the employee portion of this demonstration. The second reason that you will want an employer experience is the ability to see the training outcomes of your staff. So I'm going to go over to the worker search module. You can see that I have my team, and this is going to be a list of the employees that are associated with you. If the employees are associating themselves with you through the sharing option, you'll see them populate as they make that association. Or you can search for your own staff by typing in the email of the individual, as I'm going to do here. You're going to do search, and you'll get the record back. And when I click on it, you'll notice that I can see their completion certificates here, and gives you the ability to confirm that they've completed the training. You'll also see the plus teams option, and that's how you can add them to your team for future information. So as they complete the additional training that'll be released by WCB, you'll see that populated in the platform as well. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to do that association. And once I do that, you'll see that on the certificates page, I now have a nice visual of how that training is going to show up for me. And of course, my internet is slower than I am today, as per usual, so we'll just let that load. Okay, and I think that's it for my demonstration portion of this program. I'm going to pass it back to Janice now to finish up the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. I'm just going to share my screen here. I want to thank all of you again for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us today. I am very proud to be part of WCB's Health Services team, and we are here to support our tiered service providers. We welcome your feedback, and I have put an email on this slide here. We are always open for communication with WCB Health Service portfolio managers, as long as it is not personal information or claim-specific information. Given we've had a full agenda today, we want to make sure we answer any questions that you might have. So please send any questions you have about this training or the courses to the email that's on this slide, and we will compile a Q&A and send the responses out to everyone. Thank you again all for attending. We'll chat soon.